Ooh, let's try. Let's try again. Hi everyone, welcome back. We're just rebooting. We are doing a long distance live today. And sometimes we have technical challenges, but let's start over. A spiritual advisor, healer, empath, and so much more. Today's topic of the hour is on haunted houses, past lives, mermaids, and again, so much more. Let's get back into it. Thank you guys for coming back. Oh my goodness. Okay. Send me some pure good vibrations, guys. Help this life happen because it's going to be interesting to discover how someone has these abilities and the stories that Nigel is willing to share with us today. Thank you for coming back. Let's see what happens. Ooh. Okay. Hmm. Hey, Mike, I'm not sure what you mean.
All right.
Okay, have you shifted around? Have you changed position or something so we got stronger network signal? No?
Maybe I should do that, but the
Yeah, you,
Wi-Fi.
you do like you do a lot of live. You do a lot of live. So wherever you know you've got the strongest internet is probably the best place for you to sit because I can't afford for them to miss anything that you're saying today.
All right. Let's just start. Let's just start.
Okay. I want to start, but I don't want to repeat the cycle. So if you know it's poor signal in that position, we may want to move.
I go live here at this spot all the time,
All
but
right. All right, in that case then. All right. So, guys, we return back with King Nigel. We are discussing today haunted houses, past lives, mermaids, and so much more. So, we're on the warm up zone, which is very important in terms of how I so connect in the beginning with my guest. So, I was asking you, what was you like as a child? And you went on to saying that as a child, you didn't have many friends. People found you strange because you had the ability to see spirits, to see ghosts. Go on from there. Thank you, Nigel. Proceed.
yes, exactly. So, like, if I were to say, for example, that I saw a spirit in my classroom and I warned my teacher, I said, that spirit is walking with you, Miss Williams. Be careful because you might get into a car accident. She say I'm crazy and I'm talking nonsense. One day after,
Wow.
a day after, she crashed her car and died.
Oh,
So no, they
did
believe
you
me.
tell did you tell anybody else as a child that you thought that that was going to happen?
I spoke in the classroom. The whole class heard.
So what happened when she died? What did the class say to you the next day?
Everyone in the class avoided me. They say I was strange and I must be a demon or something because how on earth would I know that? So I never had much friends at school. I was a loner pretty much, unfortunately.
So as a child, I mean, unless you are raised, like obviously, sometimes you're raised with an awareness that this is in the bloodline, so you wouldn't be afraid as a child. So did somebody kind of nurture you or speak to you about having these gifts, so therefore you wasn't afraid of seeing the things that you saw, ghosts and spirits? Did somebody talk to you about this as a child?
Well, yes, but it wasn't a human being. It was a spirit.
Wow. Okay. So this is okay. Wow. So talking about elements of your childhood and what you was like as a younger version of you, this is a big slice into the introduction of the conversation. All right. So I'm going to ask you two more warm-up questions and get into it because I'd love to know other sides of you. If you were to choose a color Which color would you say most represents you, your spirit, your character,
Blue.
or personality? Blue. Why? Why blue?
Blue is my favorite color, and
That's your
in one
favorite
of my
color.
in one of my past life, I was a king, and my flag was blue.
In one of your past lives, you say you were a king, and go ahead.
My flag, my army, they wore blue outfits and blue swords and blue
Hmm.
shields.
So blue is your favorite color.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite place that you love to go? It could be anywhere. It could be your bathroom. It could be your bedroom. It could be. Do you have a favorite place you just love to be and dwell and where you like to retreat to?
My favorite place was when I'm sleeping, actually, in my dreams.
Can you repeat that, please?
My favorite place to be is in my dreams when I'm sleeping.
Oh wow! When you're dreaming. Wow. Is that because you astro travel intentionally?
Every single night.
Can you hear me?
I travel every single night. Yes, I do it all the time.
Is that I'm talking about with intention though, not like where we sleep and go into realms
Yes,
and it's just
yes,
natural. So do you
yes.
intentionally? Okay, you intentionally. Wow. Okay, don't come visit me without an
Nah, nah,
invitation.
nah.
Yeah. Last question, last warm-up question. If you were to choose a superpower beyond what you've already got, yeah, what would it be and why?
I would say to fly, to be Superman.
Oh, okay. Why? Why Superman?
Well, I'm scared of heights, but if I could fly, I could go anywhere I want. I enjoy traveling, and I've always loved. As a kid, I love Superman. That was my favorite comic book as a child growing up.
So would you go on your own or would you have a Lois Lane? Would you have the female version? You know, he has like a Lois Lane girlfriend, office type girl that what do you think? You go by
Nah,
yourself?
yeah, I'm solo.
I hear it. That's why I asked you. All right. Okay. So guys, please rock with us. Bear with us with all the technicalities. We're really doing our best, but the signal is the signal. So let's see what we can get. All right, Nigel. Today's topic of the hour. Today's topic of the hour, haunted houses, past lives, poltergeists, ghosts, mermaids, and so much more. Let's start with, where do you want to start? Let's allow you to choose where you want to start. Which one of these do you want to go into first?
Past lives.
Let's get into it. All right. So you believe in past lives, clearly.
Of course.
Why, of course? Tell me about that.
All right, guys. I remember every past life I experienced for
No,
myself.
you can't pause right there. Okay, repeat that.
I
Repeat
remember.
that for me, please. Repeat that for us because you paused again.
Ah, okay.
Sorry, I know. Go for it. Rock with it. Go on.
I said I remember all of my personal past lives. Okay? In one of my past lives, I was a pharaoh in Egypt. My name was Ramses II, the great pharaoh of ancient Kemet of the Blue Nile. You can go and do your research. They have my bones in the Museum of England, Ramses II. My bloodline is linked to Egypt. All right? That is the main reason why I believe in past lives. Whenever I go to my bed, I travel to different dimensions. I remember
Wow.
where I was. I recall which country I was, what time period. I can go to my bed and I can tell myself I would like to go to 1945 or 1745 or 1645. And I'll go to that time and era. I'll talk to people in those era and within a few hours I come back to my country in this time period. So I'm a very, very
Okay.
unique.
Okay. So you're a bit of a time machine then. Yeah.
I wouldn't say a machine because I'm not made of
You know what I mean. You know what I mean when I say that.
yes. But
Yeah.
whether you
Considering
believe it
that
or not,
you are a medium as well, you are a medium as well, guys. I forgot to mention that is a medium. So, all right. So basically, where a lot of us go to sleep and we travel through realms naturally, you know, the dream state realm, and we go all over the place, and it's unintentional. You yourself, as one of many people that do this, you intentionally astro travel, so you can actually say, I want to go back to 1986, or I want to go back to whatever century, and you could literally go back. And when you are traveling back, let me start. How can I even ask this? When did you realize you had the ability to do that, though, in terms of time travel intentionally?
I had this ability since I was 7 years old as a child growing up.
Since childhood? And again,
When
you
I
wasn't
was
afraid?
No, because as a child growing up, as a kid, you love comics and Spider-Man, and you want to be the superhero. So I remember I was like 7 years old to my bed, and I was so happy, and I said, "Oh my God, I would love to be like a hero." So in my mind, I said, "I wonder how would I look in Greece as a kid?" I was just curious. When I saw myself with a shield, a sword, I was like, "Wow, I'm a gladiator! It's so cool!" And I kept doing this over and over. So as I got older, I realized what I was doing was not something that was normal, because my friend was like, "Nigel, you're crazy. There's no way you can go back in the past." I said, "Well, I do it every night. I do it every
Well, of
night." So
course, but you got to remember, to the norm, that is like, nah. As human beings, as a human being, we do project and we speak with a limitation based on our own limitation. So if I could do it, I wouldn't see you as crazy. But because they can't do it, we can't do it. You see, oh, he's not right, he's lying. But if we could do it, we wouldn't say, do you know what I'm trying to say? So we project our own limitations. And some people, I do believe there are people that are born with different gifts for different reasons. So, okay, so all right, let me address the audience, yeah? Guys, I don't normally break the live to do, inbox comments until we created space to do so. But at this part of the conversation, please feel free to ask questions if you want to actually ask Nigel any questions about what he's talking about right now in terms of past lives. Yeah? Okay, proceed, Nigel. So how often do you intentionally choose to go to sleep and actually time travel?
I do this every single day because to me it's fun. It's like a movie, and I love movies.
I heard, okay, and check this out. This is from a Caribbean, because whether you're African, Asian, Irish, Caribbean, we all have our thing, and what we believe, superstition versus facts, whatever. And I've heard non-stop from different people and different age groups, especially elders, that those people that do that, they probably call it a different name back home. They don't really call it astro travel back home style. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I heard that when people do things like that, usually for the bad, when people are, turning into different animals or shape shifting to do bad as well. Okay. I'm going with that. So, I know my thing. Yeah. I heard from multiple sources that people need to go back into their body at a certain time. They've got to know when to return. Because for those who don't, okay, so for those who don't, how can I put it? It's been known that people that are walking down the street with patchy skin or skin that's missing is because they didn't get back into their body in time, or they've died. And people say, oh, someone died in their sleep. But not everyone who died in their sleep just died because they didn't get back to their body in time when traveling. What's your thoughts on that perception and Tell.
You are a very, very wise person. That is
Can,
something that
can you
I said
repeat
you're
that, please?
I said you're a very wise person
Why do you
because
say that?
that is one of the secrets of people like us. We don't tell people that, but that's correct.
You said
My
us. Come on.
yes,
Yeah.
my grandmother is a shapeshifter. All right, she can
Is
turn
that why
into a
you call it? Is
cat
that why you call yourself a reptilian?
because I am a reptilian. My
We're
grandmother
gonna
is
get
one
into
too.
that.
Anyway, my grandmother, when I was much younger, I
Interesting.
saw my grandmother was outside. It was a Sunday night, a full moon. I can't forget that night. I went outside because it was raining, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, where's my grandma?" And it's like, "Nigel, don't worry about it. You know, she always doing her stuff and ritual." But being a very curious child like, as I am, I
Mm-hmm.
went outside, was looking for her. So when I went outside, I saw like these furs and like, hairs of a cat. And I said, where these stuff come from? And then a few minutes later, I saw my grandma came, turned back from a cat into a human being, and you
Did
could
you
see the
witness? Did you witness
yes,
her
yes,
shift in front of your
yes,
eyes?
yes, yes, yes. I saw it with my
I've
own
got
eyes.
goosebumps. I've literally got goosebumps. Whoo.
So
Okay.
when that transpired, she said, "Nigel, you're not supposed to see that because that's not something I tell people. But anyway, when you get older, you will be just like me because we're the same bloodline. So I can do the same thing too."
Ah, ah.
So
I got chills. Whoo. Because
whenever,
I believe in those things. I do believe.
yes,
Yeah. You know.
whenever, like every full moon, if I want to shapeshift, I turn into a wolf. I'm a wolf, so I turn into a wolf and I go anywhere I want to go. And you have to come back before the sun goes down. That's the rule. Before the sun rises, you have to come back, or else you'll be trapped in that wolf body all your natural life.
Bambaras. Whee. Let
And
me sip my tea. Mm.
here in Jamaica, a lot of Americans don't know this, but let me give you guys some secrets. Half of the
Yeah.
people in my country are shapeshifters in this country, and they
Wait, we're
look.
missing it. We're missing it. We can't. Wait. Repeat that for us. Half the people in your country, did you say?
Half the population in Jamaica are just like me. They're shapeshifters. They
Are they
walk
aware of
and
it,
they
do you
talk.
think?
Yes, they are, because they are my family. If
So
you come to
what
a
about your
place,
parents?
my father is deceased. He's no longer alive.
Okay. Okay. Do you know if
My
your mother
my
or your
mo-
father had the same abilities?
my well, it's doesn't. Um, I have three other siblings, and
Come
they're
on
not like
now.
me. So it is not something everybody has. It has to be, I guess, chosen, because you have to be. I think you have to be chosen by the spirits or some higher being. But I was chosen because my other siblings, they're not like me. They're Christians. They're normal people.
Wow. Okay, that's so it's really kind of you know what I'm lost for words. I'll tell you why, because you hear things, but no one's ever gonna say, yeah, I do it. Something like this, even those who's been doing it will never admit to it. But you're announcing it so calm and so boldly. And that's why, by the way you are speaking, I believe you. I don't even doubt you can do it.
You see, Silver, I'm a very, very proud person, and I'm a very, very
Mm.
strong mentally, physically, and spiritually. So I don't have any fear because I know for a fact if anyone came to Jamaica to harm me, you will have at least 2,000 wolves that I control my pack. I'm the leader of my wolf pack. So you can't kill me or harm me. You have to be really, 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 really powerful. And I've been on this earth for over, I would say, 35 million years. So I'm a very ancient being. So back to shape shifting. How does it work? I can change my
How
face.
does it work?
All right.
Don't do anything crazy. Don't scare the life out of me, please.
No, just relax. I'm not gonna do anything crazy.
Nigel, what are you doing?
What?
What is that?
Relax. Just relax. Just relax. Look at my eyes. Just relax. Focus on my eyes.
I already know about your eyes. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I know you're not lying.
All right, look, just.
But I don't know why. I don't know what I'm supposed to see now. But I've looked at your eyes before.
Just watch. Watch.
What are you doing? No, I don't want to see it. Guys, what are we seeing?
Don't worry about it. I don't know what's wrong with you. You're tripping.
I don't want to see nothing scary. Guys, pause for a minute, Nigel. For those of you who just joined the live, welcome. This is King Nigel. We're starting off to talk on past lives. Nigel has shared the fact that he can shapeshift, that he has the ability to turn into a wolf, and it's a part of his lineage. I get freaked out with some things. I'm fascinated, but I don't want to see it. So I'm like this. Yeah, what's he showing me? But I already noticed something with your eyes from the minute I saw your picture. And when I spoke, I can see. Yeah. The question is,
I was going to change my face, but you're scared, so I changed my damn mind.
No, Lord, no. No, tell us about it. So, God, I'm lost for words. All right. Although your background has this bloodline, you obviously have. Growing up, obviously, when you were a child, is different. As an adult, you've chosen to live this life, correct? And why?
Because I have come to realize that
someone says they wanted to see. No, everything has a consequence. Let me just pause for a second. I don't matter like I'm freaking out. Everything has a consequence, okay? And I don't take these things lightly at all. Yeah? Everything has a consequence. And once you see, you can't unsee. So not everything should be just for entertainment. Not this kind of stuff. I take spirituality serious. Very, right. Very serious.
To answer your question, I have come to realize that human beings are not intelligent. They're selfish. They're greedy. All they desire is sex, and music, and they're brainwashed by the media, and they believe everything that they shows on television. So I have chosen to be different from everybody. I have chosen to be unique. I don't want to be like everyone. I don't care about TikTok or views or who's popular and who's not popular. I don't do this for popularity or entertainment. I do this because I love my family. I love the way I am.
Paused again. Okay, he can do it on you. He can do it in your inbox or on your live, yeah. But yeah, are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, so you were saying you don't do it for entertainment. I mean, for likes, etc. It's purely for what? Was that you do it for what? Why do you do all the lives that you do and share knowledge?
I do this because I love the way I am. I like being different. I like to be unique. I like to stand out from the crowd. I don't want to be like a typical normal Jamaican person. I'm not. I'm different from everybody else, and that's why everybody say, Nigel, you're the real deal. You're different. I've never seen nobody on earth with your energy, with your personality, with your knowledge and wisdom. So I love that. And I enjoy helping people. I like to see people evolve and elevate. I like to.
How do you use this particular side? How does this side of your life impact your everyday, you know, going to work, having personal relationships with women or whatever? How does that impact that side of your earthly being?
Well, this pretty much exclusive, not for everybody. I don't tell everyone everything about myself. So if I go amongst human beings and I have having a drink and doing normal stuff, I don't mention that I'm a, you know, strange person. I just try to blend in with everybody else and just act normal.
So naturally, I'm very curious to ask, I'm sure maybe the viewers are too, in terms of personal relationships, how does that go down when they discover, via I'm sure you telling them, that you can do all of this? How does that work for you?
Well, I'm very fortunate because I have met someone very recently and we plan to get married very soon. I told her everything. Thank you very much. I told her everything about myself and she was amazed. And she watched me and she observed and she said, Nigel, I love you for who you are. I don't care what you are. So I'm a very lucky man because
that is someone worth marrying. Definitely. Yeah. So did you actually transform and shapeshift in front of her?
Not as yet, no.
Keep me posted on that one.
Well, I do not think it would be a wise thing to do because it might freak her out. So I don't think I'll do that.
Oh, but you want to freak me out on the live? Yeah, you want to freak my ass out? Yeah. Okay. All right. Guys, is there any questions at this point that you would like to ask Nigel? Today I'm going to make it a bit different. I'm going to go back and forth to the inbox. Usually I don't as much, but this is a very unique conversation for someone who's saying, I can do this. Do you want to ask any questions to Nigel? Nigel, anything else you would like to share with us in terms of that, the reptilian, why you call yourself a reptilian, past lives, your bloodline?
Well, whether you guys believe or not, this earth contains different type of beings and different, you know, aliens. Because if you go back to ancient Egypt and you look at the pyramids, if you think logically, guys, the pyramids were so detailed and built way back in those days without any tools, no tractor, no trucks, no modern technology. So how did primitive men build that? Common sense, some other assisted affairs in building those pyramids. They were built by reptilians, okay? You have, well, as they say on this planet, you have 9 planets. That's not true. You have millions of planets that you humans can't see because your eyes are limited. All right? You have Sirius A and Sirius B. You have different planets far away from the Milky Way. Where we are from is called Sirius B. That's where you have all the Draconians. That's their the word for them, Draconians. Or you can call us lizard people because our skin can be green or blue and we look like lizard or dragons. Same bloodline. You have different types of human beings and different types of aliens. You have reptilians, you have Pleiadians, you have aliens that are half insect and they look like insect but they're actually aliens. So you have some with wings, some with horns, some with tails. They're different. When they come on this planet, they have different advanced technology to change their face and their body into a human format. So when you look at someone in or in the store, you said, wow, what a very tall man. And you might see a guy who's like 7'5", 7'6", but in reality, he's actually an alien, but his body is so big, he has on this planet, so he can put all of his cells in that body. Because most giants on this planet are not human beings. They're aliens.
I 100% believe that. So tell me, how could, number one, how could, in your opinion, how could one differentiate? How could I look at someone and say, yeah, that person's definitely not a typical human being? How can you give us some tips on how we can recognize people that are not typical earthlings?
The first thing, we are very, very intelligent. All right. When you see a person who's very brilliant, they speak several languages, they can do everything. They can play basketball, they can play the piano, they can fix everything you like. This man is talented. He's not talented. They're aliens. They're more advanced than you.
Is that women and men, or just the males?
Both males and females. All right. Let me give you a little secret. I'll name 3 persons that are not humans, and they're very famous.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, go for it. Definitely. Go on.
You have Elon Musk, the world's richest man. He's an alien. He owns Tesla, he owns SpaceX, and he has several different streams of income and business. Very, very wise person, right? Alien. You have Bill Gates, alien. And the most famous one, Mark Zuckerberg, that created Facebook, alien. Those 3 men are reptilians. And you can do your own research.
How could we? I've heard of different things, even Queen and whatever. I've heard many different things of, you never see the Queen's hands while she got gloves on, which is reptilian. I do believe, I'm into conspiracy as well anyway sometimes, but can you show us or share with us how we can have evidence on that with what you just said, for an example, though I'm a believer of it?
As you can see for yourself, my eyes are different. This eye right here, you can see, is different. All 100%. Reptilians, our eyes are unique. That's the first thing you look for, our eyes. When I go live, when I'm very happy or very excited, my eyes change color very quickly. So quickly that very few actually see or notice. So when for example, if I'm talking very fast and the video freezes and I go like this and I go like that, and if you have your computer and you pause the video, you will see my face change very quickly. So that is how you will know that they're not human beings.
Wow. So you definitely don't see yourself as a human being. You are self-confessed reptilian.
I know for a fact I am not a human being because I can do amazing things that you can't do.
Do you know what? I love the fact that I have never in my life, in my 40-odd years, met anyone who announces these things. And I'm sure for an example, a lot of people can do stuff and they're either in denial of it, they don't want to know, they hear about their bloodline, they're not trying to get into it. Like someone like me would be like, no, I rebuke it in the name of that. I'm one of those people. So I love the fact that you just embrace, you don't care what people think, you really own who you are. And a lot of us can learn from that, even typical earthlings. You're happy, you're at peace with self. I can see that you're happy and at peace with who you are.
Of course, we have to realize that knowledge is the most important thing. And I believe in knowledge and wisdom, and I would like to inspire and teach everybody how to grow and to evolve and be the better version of yourself. And there are many beings on this planet, whether they believe it or not. You're not amongst yourself. In every country, every culture, whether you're black, white, Indian, Chinese, you have aliens of all types.
Mhm.
males, females, you need. And many times you watch television and you hear someone say, oh, guess what? I'm from a different planet. And most typical human answer, oh, she's crazy. She's talking nonsense. But it's so funny when we are being honest, you guys think we're crazy. So that's
We
the
don't
reason why.
actually, yeah, we say keep it real, but we can't handle the real. We don't accept the real. Yeah, I
Exactly.
guess it's fair, isn't it?
Yeah, because I realize when I lie to people, they believe me. And when I tell the truth, they think I'm nuts. So I was like, fine, I'll just lie because they want to hear the lie. So fine.
We're missing bits. Say that little bit again for us. Sorry, signal issues. Say that again for us,
I,
please,
I,
Nigel.
I said that in most cases, when I tell someone a lie, they believe me. And when I tell the truth, they don't believe me. They think I'm talking nuts. So based on the advance you are spiritually, I will know how to entertain certain conversation. So I will tell a Christian person what I told Jesus.
We're
You
missing
know,
so much right now. It's so much robotic. We're missing a lot of information in this moment. Okay.
so
Okay.
anyway,
Proceed. Maybe that's better now. Go ahead.
saying in most cases when I'm lying, they believe me. And when
Signal is so bad at this moment. Guys, are you still with me? Let me know you're still with me. Let me throw some hearts in the box until Nigel returns with a flow. There's a lot of breaking up happening, but let me just turn to the audience and let you know that I'm still here with you. Okay. I've sent you guys some love hearts. All right, Nigel, you with us?
yes, I am.
Thank you for the love hearts back, whoever sent that. Nigel, come back. We can't afford to miss any information. We want to hear about your life. Wow.
Uh,
Okay, I rebuke this bad signal. Rebuke this bad signal. Come on, signal, fix up.
fix up, fix up, fix up.
Fix up. Listen to me. Don't let me bun bush right here. Seriously.
You have
All right.
sage?
So Nigel, okay. So before we come off the past lives and proceed, I'd like to ask you maybe two questions on that. You said because you travel, you intentionally astro travel. When a lot of us, again, for viewers' purposes, we tend to just go to sleep and just naturally dream, go into a dream realm state, but you intentionally travel. So you say that you know, thank you, Ivar, you know who you were in your past lives, different past lives. How many past lives would you say you've had or people have?
Well, for me personally, I can remember at least, I can recall at least 500 different past life for me personally.
So how could someone like me, for an example, or just as an example, how could I discover um, my past lives? Growing up, growing up, I was always on the fence of whether I believed in reincarnation and things of this, but sometimes environment or whether it's religious environment or upbringing, teaches you out of your natural spiritual state, I find. So, but intuitively, I've always felt like there was always something. So there's a great part of me
All
that
right.
does believe in it. How could I discover who I was in my past life compared to how I feel anyway?
It's very simple. I read people's
Mhm.
past and future. So, audience, read your lovely oaths on life. Give me your birthday. I'll tell you your past life right now.
Okay, birthday 27th of April 1976. Surprise me. Let's see if you compare to what I've been told before, maybe, or something.
April 27. So you're a Taurus, 76. All right. Okay, Silver. The first thing I see about you,
Mm-hmm.
you are royalty. You was once a
Mm-hmm.
queen in Africa. I see
Okay. Is
you.
that not with that not with all of us? No.
No, I'm doing you right now, not everybody. You personally.
Okay.
Um,
All right. Go on.
I see you in North Africa, a place called Morocco. You was a
Mm-hmm.
queen. You're wearing full white. I see you have like a ruby around your neck and a big scepter. So your first life I see you was a queen in North Africa.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Your second life I see very clearly, you was once a mermaid in Atlantis. You're very close with water as well.
Mm-hmm.
I see you as a man in the 16th century in New Orleans. You
I was
was
a
once
guy.
a yes, in New Orleans, but you was also a healer in that past life. You had a past life in China as well. You was also a man. You was a very wealthy merchant and you sell stones and rubies and jewelry.
Okay.
You also had a past life in India in the 12th. You was a woman and you had many children. You was married to a wealthy man in that past life.
I was married to who? Sorry.
A very wealthy man. You was married to a rich man.
Okay.
When you was in India, you had herbs. You was a healer. You used plants to heal women and children.
Mm-hmm.
I also in a place called Romania. You was once a gypsy and you traveled to many parts in Europe and you read people's past and future like what I'm doing right now. When it comes to your animal spirit, because you have spirit that is are linked to you, I see you with a black panther that's protecting you. I also see ravens. I see the mermaids in the water, and I also see a bear. Those are your animal spirits. And that's for you, Silver. What do you think?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think it's interesting. I thank you for taking the time to tap in. What I find the most interesting is ever since childhood, before I could even walk and talk, people would say to my mother, or people would say to me that I was this, I was that, I've got gifts, I'm this and that. I've had multiple bizarre experiences in my life, but the one thing that I find super bizarre is how many people may come to my inboxes or see me in real life and say, "Excuse me, do you read?" And I always wonder, regardless of what I think or what I know, I always wonder what is it they see for why random people will come to my Facebook and say, "Excuse me, I just want to know, do you read? Do you read?" Right? They assume that I read. I actually do these things as a living.
Well, you did in a past life, and the energy is still on. That's why the
Mm-hmm.
people are drawn.
I mean, I've heard of some other bizarre things, but that may be an off the live conversation. Yeah, but
You have,
yeah, that's interesting.
you have to realize something, Silver. Your energy is very magnetic, all right? Because when I look at you, it's like I see you like, for example, I see a lighthouse with all these ships coming toward you, and you're the light, and they're in darkness. So it's the same energy with you. Most people who are broken, depressed, and sad, they come to you for advice because you're the light. And that is why people are drawn to you, because your energy is very vibrant and beautiful.
So what about those rare individuals that gets the other side of me? The majority will get the warmth, the compassion, the support, and maybe one or two. I'm not going to say why I'm this way, but in your opinion, what about those who I don't show that energy to? I'm the total opposite, who disagree with everything you just said. What would you say?
The ones that you do not feel a strong connection, those individuals, they were your enemies in a past life. So your
Mm-hmm.
soul is not compatible. People don't realize that you will meet someone for the very first time in this lifetime, and you will be the most nicest person. And you said, why Mr. Marshall is so harsh? Why always so mean to me? If you check his background in his past life, maybe Mr. Marshall was killed by you. Maybe you was Mr. Marshall's enemy, and his spirit and your spirit is not compatible. And that is why he doesn't like you. So it's not the physical body hates you, it's his spirit don't like you. That's the vital part.
And that can go both ways. That's so interesting. We have a question that's come in. Let's see what the question is. Okay, so let me see my glasses. Somebody would like to ask a question, if that's okay. It's Ava, 75, says, can I ask about my past life? Her date of birth is the 20th of the 8th, 75.
I don't see her picture up here.
Let me see. She sent me a question. So the 20th of the 8th, 75.
All right.
20th of August, 1975. Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Are you still with me, Av? If you're still with me, please send me a message in the comments box so that Nigel knows you're still here and that you can capture what he's about to say.
Yeah, just send a heart or something so I can see you're still here.
Yeah, send a heart or something. Okay, send a heart in the comments box for me. And then we got you locked in vibration.
Yes, I'm here. Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
All
right.
Go for it.
August 20th, 75, right? Okay. Ava, 75. Okay, Ava, I got you. All right, Ava. Your life path number is 33. Every human being is ruled by a single number, or in some cases, they're ruled by a master number. That being said, you are a very ancient being, Ava. One of your first lifetime I see, you live on a different planet. I see you in this big castle, blue mountains, beautiful rivers, big pine trees, and it's just a beautiful. You live on a different planet. So your star seed, your soul, your spirit in your body is not from this planet. So you will always be different. You will feel unique. And you are the black sheep of your family, so most person will never understand or comprehend you. They may find you strange, okay? Also, Ava, most of your past lives, you were a man. I see you in ancient Rome, and you're fighting a battle. You was a warrior. I see a very, very big sword. You have on a blue outfit, shields and sword and helmet. So you're a warrior, okay? I also see you as a gladiator.
Wow.
You was fighting a different battle in that lifetime, okay? I also see you again in South Africa. You was a part of the Zulu tribe, and you was once a African king, all right? So your energy is mostly dominant and mostly masculine. I also see you in America in the 16th century as a slave in a place called Georgia. Okay? So 4 of your past life is very, very clear, and they're all males. So I know for a fact you in this lifetime, if you were to have a relationship and that guy is weak, you're gonna be pretty much gonna have control over it, because if you are a very strong person, you're a warrior, you're blunt, you're loyal, and once you love somebody, you have their back for life. But once they disrespect you, you're gonna cut them off like a razor, and that's for you, Ava.
Thank you so much. That's beautiful. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed that reading. I was smiling so much, and I had to say to myself, I hope that you solely focused on Ava. That's how you're describing me a lot of times. But yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Wow.
So
wow. When you do readings, does it ever drain you at all? Do you ever feel like energy drained or energy charged, whichever way it goes? Miss Ava says, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, I have a cup of water beside me. As we all know, well, I know what I will tell you guys this. Negative spirits can't walk over fire or water. So once you have fire, exactly. So once you have fire beside you or a glass of water, your energy is always protected. That's why I keep a glass of water everywhere I go. So when I'm doing my readings, I keep the water close by.
Nigel.
Fire. Exactly, fire. See? See? Very smart.
Actually, you know what? Sometimes I just do it for the ambience, and sometimes I'm just guided. You know, not because of any sometimes purpose of intention, but just flowing with what guides me.
Well, as I said to you before, you was a gypsy, so you may say intention, but is your spirit is reminding you to say you gotta do this, you gotta do that, be careful. And you have very powerful spirit guides, Silver, very powerful ancestors, and they're watching. And matter of fact, you have two spirits right now beside you right now, as we speak.
Are they kind?
I see she looks like a very beautiful woman. She got straight nose and beautiful hair. She looks like she's like half Indian, half white. She's on your left hand side. And I see another guy.
And who is she?
I would say either your grandmother or your great grandmother, but one of them.
Jesus Christ. I just wanted you to confirm that. I just needed you to confirm it. Oh my God. Literally, the fact that you said that, I've never met my grandmother in my life, but I've been told I resemble her, and you just described her, and I've never seen her before.
She looks just like you. She's saying that she loves you very much, and she's saying that she has an inheritance that you need to get. In due season, you will find out what that is.
Wait. Repeat that. We missed that, darling. She's saying what?
She says you have an inheritance to get, and you will find out very soon.
What is the inheritance? Is that ability? Is that spiritual? Is it, what's the inheritance?
She said loads of money.
But I hope it's not for anyone dying.
All she says that prepare yourself.
Oh yeah, you can see things. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Yeah. By the way, guys, Nigel's able to say the date that people's gonna die. I told him, please don't tell anyone. That's traumatic. No, seriously, I'm not ready for it. Yeah. So continue. This is so fascinating, and we thank you. So we got my grandmother on this side. Okay. Is she my mom's mom or my dad's mom?
Your mom. And I also see a very tall gentleman also beside you.
My mother's mom. If you knew the history, you know I'm doubting that.
Well, I just met you, so I don't know much about you.
My mother's mom is protecting me.
Very good.
That's fascinating. I wonder why. So the gentleman, can you tell me who he is?
He's wearing like a gray tuxedo and a top hat. He looks more like me. He's dark skinned, but he's very tall. Like probably like 6'5", 6", very tall man.
And who is he? Who is he? If you don't mind me asking, where's he come from, or what side does he come from, or what's his intentions?
He's from your dad's side. I believe he's your uncle, or your great uncle. Or he's linked to your dad's family.
And he's here to do what?
He's your guardian. He protects you. He fights your battles for you. And your grandmother, she is your advisor. When you hear like a voice said, "Don't go there, be careful, don't do this," that's her talking to you.
So do you think it's possible for someone to do that if they're alive as well?
Yes, they can.
Okay, so past or alive, this is possible. Okay. Interesting. Which side of my family would you say has the gifts, spiritual gifts or supernatural gifts? Which side is it coming from?
Your mother's side.
Interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. All right. Is there anything else on that subject that you want to add before we push on to a little? I'm fascinated by you as well, but other sides. Anything else you want to add to close that particular part of past lives, or should we proceed on to things like haunted houses?
We let's move on because everybody want to hear a bit of everything. So
Yeah,
let's
so go on with it. Yeah, thank you for that. So fascinating. Guys, I may have to have him as a feature in it every few months, make him come back. Yeah. Yeah. You have to get a cash app at that point. Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right. So talk to us about haunted houses. I've heard of so many stories. I can give you a couple myself, but I'll leave it with you. How does a house become haunted?
Okay. I will give you a factual story based here in my country.
Mm-hmm.
We have a place in Jamaica that's called Rose Hall. That's in Montego Bay.
I was there a few years ago. I was there.
Okay, wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
In Rose Hall, guys, back in the 16th century, you had a very wealthy white lady from England. Her name was Miss Anne Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Palmer had several slaves that work on the plantation. She also was a succubus, which means a sex demon.
Right. Is that what they call it? Wow.
Every full moon, she had sex rituals on the plantation with her slaves. And she would sacrifice them every full moon because people say that she would kill these black men and she would be young forever because she was told to be over 300 years old. She can't die. Years and years passed by. She had a lover. This guy came from Ghana, West Africa. This guy was like me, very spiritual, and he knew what she was. So when she thought she was going to kill this man said, nope. So he planned a revolution. When the full moon came and she called all the men to sacrifice, he went inside her room. They had sex. She was happy. She fell asleep. They blocked the doors from all directions, got the logs and burned the house down. She died in the house.
Oh, so they burnt the house?
Yes, the house was burned down.
Tell me that part of the story. Okay.
When the house was burned down, the other plantation owners that was beside her plantation came with water and out the fire. So the house was rebuilt back in the 19th century and was restored. And from that time, from the 16th century, they are said, when you pass by Rose Hall, you'll hear her screaming and said, "You wicked bastard, why did you burn me in the house?" And that house has been haunted for the past 350 years. And that's a true story.
Thank you for sharing that. I went to Jamaica for the first time because I'm half Jamaican. Yeah. And on my mom's side. Yeah. And yeah, my mom's got funny colored eyes too. I have to check to see where she's coming from. No, real talk. It's like blue and grey and it changes, yeah, literally. Yeah. But anyway, and I went to Rose Hall because I researched and I really want to go and see it. And it's become a real tourist attraction. And they told me about this story. They missed that little bit. So they didn't tell me that they burned down the house. I was told that she was murdered by one of the slaves that she was going to, sacrifice. But wow, okay. So it's known that you can hear her out scream. You can hear her screaming when people go past the house. Thank God I didn't. But something really strange did happen. Okay, this is really weird. This is really, really weird. Okay. I went there. Okay. And what I found strange, I brought these shoes with me that were in perfect condition, maybe a few years old, but good condition. And when I left, the complete soles of both of them were hanging off when I left walking out of the house. I just thought that was real strange.
Well, it is not strange because if you born in Jamaica, you will know why. Every American tourist, every tourist that comes from Europe that goes to that place and say, "Oh my God, it's so cool, it's haunted." Within few years or sometimes few days, someone dies or they get sick or something strange happen. It's not a place to go and visit because the place have portals. There are many demons and dark spirits that live on that plantation to this blessed day. So your shoes
go on, my bad. Go ahead. Go on.
Your shoes got messed up. It's nothing because you could be a dead person right now. So you're very
Let me tell you, I'm not the kind of person that says, "Oh, I'm going to a haunted house." I never even knew it was a haunted house. It's the first time I'm hearing it. When I researched things to do on my travels, it was like going to visit an ex-slave plantation. That was the focus. And then going to Bob Marley Museum. So I didn't know it was visiting a haunted house until you're telling me that now. So thankfully, my intention wasn't that. So maybe she would have messed me up for real. So I just found it strange. I was like, where's my shoes like this? I just kind of blanked it out of my mind. Wow.
Someone said that she sounds like the lady from New Orleans, Antoinette Marie. Yes, you're correct. Same individual. Well, same energy.
What's the story? What's the story with that? Do you know it? I don't know it.
Of course I know it. Okay. Back in New Orleans, you have a lady that came from France. Her name was Marie Antoinette. She had many slaves in New Orleans, but she was also a witch. And she did the same thing. She sacrificed people on her plantation. She used voodoo. She took voodoo from Africa. The slaves taught her voodoo, actually. It was so strange. They taught her voodoo, and she used the same voodoo, and she killed them and sacrificed them, cut their hearts out and drink their blood like vampire. And when they went to her plantation and after she died, they found thousands of skull and bones of people all around the place. And to this day, the place is cursed. Her soul was trapped there because a guy from Africa again, African guy went over there and they did a ritual and they bind her soul in that place. She can't leave the place. She's stuck there.
I'd like to maybe watch a documentary on that and see what happened. Wow. Whew. That's, I actually would like to go to New Orleans, actually, because of the kind of, you know, poetic, arty, jazzy atmosphere. But I also know, I've been told it's got a very, you know, deep and mysterious and dark culture, you know.
Yes, it does.
Mm. Would that be a place that you would visit, or you wouldn't?
I would, because New Orleans have my kind of people there. So of course I would go
Oh,
there.
yeah. Mm. Wow. Okay. Do you have, in terms of haunted houses, have you talked to us now about, have you ever seen anything directly, like being in a house,
Yeah.
seeing spirits, like the little
Yes,
boy
yes.
Sixth Sense in the movie? Like, tell us a bit about your experience.
It's very personal. It's my experience.
Okay.
This
Only if you're
house,
comfortable in sharing it.
of course, of course. This house I live in is my mother's house, and it's also a haunted house. When I was a child growing up, I would see spirit come through the walls all the time. And I would say, Mom, do you see what I see? And she said, boy, go to your bed because I think you're hallucinating. I remember I saw the cup like this flying one time in midair, and the lamps midair. The doors are closed and open by itself. The lights are flickering. And I saw my sister ran out the bathroom starking naked and said, Nigel, Nigel, there's some spirit in the bathroom. When I went inside, I saw a spirit with three faces and 6 horns in the bathroom.
Bambara, they would have run. Mm.
So
But they're probably more scared of you though, right?
no, when I went in the bathroom, I told the spirit, you can't stay here, you know, you're not welcome here. And then he was like, but I like your sister. I said, well, I like her too, but guess what? I would not be happy if I never have someone to play with. So guess what? Let's make a deal. Take somebody else and leave her alone. 3 days after, someone died in my neighborhood.
I'm gonna be real nice to you, you know. I'm gonna be real nice to you. I love you, Nigel. No, I'm playing. Seriously.
The spirit.
Seriously. So
came.
you wait, so you rebuked, as I call it, you rebuked the demon, if that's the right term to call it. And you
No,
said, I'll make a deal.
It's not rebuke. I made a deal with the demon. I told the demon to take a different child because he came to kill my sister that night. He came for her soul. So I said, take someone else. And 3 days after, a different young lady died in my neighborhood 3 days after.
You see things of that nature. Is it not a case often said that we have to give permission for someone to do those things to us? There's got to be like some kind of consent, some kind of consent sometimes?
No. Nope, no consent. People have to realize you have light and dark magic.
Oh yeah, 100%.
When you practice dark magic, there's no limitation. There's no rules. I can go to my graveyard, light a black candle, write your name on parchment paper. I say a few words and you're dead by tonight. Just like that. It's very simple.
So you do dark magic?
Yes, I do.
Why?
It's powerful. I like to be in control. I don't want to be weak or to have anyone to have any control over me. You know, I like to be in charge. So yeah.
So let me put this to you. We know that you know, there are so many beautiful color candles that exist. And many of us just burn it and have it purely for the ambience. Like me, I have a beautiful red candle, I have white candles. Growing up, saying I have a black candle would seem odd to some people, but I like the fact that it matches my decor. I would never burn the black candle with a negative, you know, for a negative intention. But so you would say that different color candles, as we know, have different purposes. Yeah.
Yes. For example, if you wanted to do a spell for love or attraction, you want a man or a woman, you want to improve your relationship, I light a pink candle. Pink is for love. If you want money for your business or money to have more money overall, I light a green candle. Green is for money. All right. If somebody has cancer, diabetes, and I'm doing a spell to heal you, I light a purple candle. That's for healing.
So purple,
Black.
purple, the color of healing. Yeah.
Yes, healing is purple.
I didn't know that. So what about those people who do light candles naturally, but they don't? So, you know, I mean, all right. So let me ask you a relevant question. With all the magic and mysticism that we have, and mystics and whatever you want to call it, that's in the air, and spirituality and gifts and powers, does God come anywhere in this for you? The creator that works all in his favor? Or are you know, or are you taking leadership to make things happen, good or bad? Like you're, you know, as in mimicking like a god, so to speak. Where does God come into this for you, if at all?
That's a very excellent question. I don't believe in Jesus Christ or God or what you guys call God.
No, not
I am
even
God.
not Jesus Christ, but even okay, that we get. People say that they're gods based on made in his own light or likeness. But so, do you believe in a creator?
No, I don't
You know,
believe in
the Most High.
no,
Okay, you don't.
no.
Okay.
I don't believe in no creator. I am my own creator. If I want money, I visualize it, I speak certain words, and money comes in my bank account. People don't realize you have the laws of the universe. There are certain rules and codes you live by. For example, you would see on your clock 555, 444, 333. Those are angel numbers. Not only angel numbers, but when you see those sequences, you say a certain spell to attain money or wealth or whatever you desire. You have a book of shadows. It's a book that most people read that are, you know, witches or warlocks. You have many different books you can read to pretty much cast any spells. Like I have a book called The Seven Book of Moses. In my book, it's in Latin and it's also in Hebrew, not English. So when I speak, all right, for example, I'll give you an example. I would say something like this, guys. Salam alaikum salah, Papa. I am Nigel. Today is Friday. I declare before the sun goes down, I will have £1,000 in my account. I am wealthy, I am healthy, I must be the power of three. Ashe, ashe, ashe. And when I say those words, I check my bank account, money comes in my account. So you can use words to bless somebody and words to curse somebody, because everything in this reality is words. Everything is magic.
Okay, so let me ask you something on that, okay? Because you know we're living in a time where there's a lot of positive trends as well as negative. So let's talk about the positive trends, yeah? The positive trends being everyone's talking about affirmations and manifestation and healing and nutrition and all these wonderful things and spirituality and ancestors and people that speak of manifestation or law of attraction. I feel like a lot of individuals are being slightly unrealistic. Remember, not everyone has your particular gift, so perhaps I can't challenge what you could do. It'd be wrong of me. Be wrong of me because I don't know. But I've said to people, okay, when they said, "Oh, you're being negative," I said, "Okay." I don't think I'm being, I think I'm being realistic. But okay, then visualize that you have £1,000,000 at the door and go get it. And let's see it. Now they look at me like I'm the crazy one. But I said, no, if you want to manifest, then you should be able to manifest what you want. Now we know it doesn't work like that. I truly believe that no matter how much I want to manifest, if it's not in my destiny, it will not be. There are people that has, whether they've prayed, whether they've manifested, whether they've chanted to have a child or to find a wife or husband or a new career, and it's not happened. Now, do we say they're not doing it right or hard enough? Or do we say some things, everything is not for everyone?
Everybody have a different purpose. Everybody
That's what I
has a
mean.
different
Yeah.
destiny. So you may do your manifest, you may manifest and pray, and you'll wonder why your grandmother is poor,
Nothing's happening.
you're poor, your kids are poor, you wonder, and you see a total stranger who don't even have a degree, they can't even read or write, they don't have your talents, and guess what? They win the lottery and they're a millionaire overnight. You're like, damn, he's so lucky. It's not luck, my friends. He was destined to be a millionaire. That's the difference. That's not your destiny.
Did you hear about the man who won the lottery twice just because he felt like playing it? Millions. Twice. Yeah, and he didn't mean it in his sport. Or clearly he was aware of his ability. Clearly. So you're saying that you could actually say right now, I manifest £1,000, and because you tap into that realm, it will appear in your bank account. So here's the question I ask you. If every deposit has a reading and trace, if you were to call the bank or the building society, where would it say it's come from? Because everything has a trace. So where would it have come from according to the bank clerk?
When I do that, it works in mysterious ways. For example, I may have a client from New Orleans and she paid for a ritual. Within 2 minutes, I get a different client from New York. She paid for a reading. So I will have like 4 or 5 clients for the entire day. And when I count the money, it's about $1,000. So it doesn't come from one single person.
You've worked for it. It hasn't just appeared in your account, basically.
No.
You've manifested the money coming through. How?
You have different, I would say, portals. You have money portals. Sometimes they are blocked. So if the frequency is not at the right frequency and it is not the right vibration, you could pray till kingdom come, you will never get no damn money. It have to be the right vibration, the right frequency, and the right timing, and the right direction. Like when I do my rituals, I turn my head to the east and I pray at a certain time, and it has to be a full moon. So you have to be very, very detailed and specific. So you don't pray at any moment or any time. It have to be a certain time, and that's the difference, and that will get you everything you desire.
Okay. Have you heard stories such as, again, whether you're Asian, whether you're African, whether you're Caribbean, we all have our roots in terms of the good or the bad. Some people don't believe in good or bad, okay, just other. And although I know that magic is practiced, I spoke about the positive trends. Let me speak about some of the negative. Right now, on multiple pages that I'm on, at least 60% is claiming to be healers, witches, card readers. Or, I mean, I know that you're the real deal, innit? So put you aside. Yeah. But there's so many people I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with people with this copycat syndrome, because none of these people can't do anything. They literally cannot. But on their profile, I'm a witch, I'm a healer, me and my crystals, and it's almost like you're just mimicking what you've seen, but you're not doing anything really. Yeah. And I don't think people are aware of the responsibility that comes with these titles that people take on.
I am very happy you brought that up, because I have spoken about this several times with
It's no
my
joke
COVID.
business, people. You understand? Yeah.
I have a coven. A coven is a group of real McCoy, witches, warlocks, real people. All right. I have 5,000 people in my coven, and I am their leader worldwide, all around the world. We realized that since we had COVID in 2020, being a quote unquote which has become trendy, and they don't realize you come on Instagram and pretend to be one of us, and you are not, your entire bloodline shall be cursed to the seventh generation, and you will die very, very slowly. So when they're trying to scam people and to pretend to be a healer or this or that, you're only cursing your bloodline. So I'm just laughing because they don't realize. You don't come and media and say, oh, I'm this and I'm that. And when someone pay you money to do the work, you take their money and you steal from them. That's the reason why you find many people around the world died mysteriously. Like, how the hell is he fell from the third floor and his damn neck breaking 3 places? Because guess what? You scammed the wrong fucking person. That's why. So I only laugh because they only are putting bad energy on their bloodline.
100%. But you know something, Nigel? I'm glad you said that, but it's very awaresome. On the flip side, I don't think a lot of these people have it in their heart to have a bad intention. It's more like a trend, almost like they're wearing the latest hat. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you've seen. I mean, guys, maybe you're one of them. I don't know. People that you know, if you look on their profile, I'm a healer, I'm a witch, and every page has got witchery stuff. And I'm like, in my day growing up, people wouldn't even talk about that when they're doing their things. Where's all this trend come from? It's like wearing red bottoms or wearing the latest trainers. Like, where is this trend come from? Growing up, the man next door who was doing it wouldn't even announce that he's doing it. So where does this come from?
I'll answer your question. When I was around, I would say 14 years old, you had a movie called The Charm Ones with 3 white women. They were witches.
Yes, yes.
When that movie came out, when you said I'm a witch, it became so cool because Americans portray us as being, we on brooms, we have black cats, and we cast spells. So it started from that movie, The Charm Ones. When I was younger, I would never be so bold because it was a big secret. But for the past 10 years, I realized it's something, it's open. So to be honest, I'm happy because I can be myself in public. I can tell the world I'm a witch. I don't feel like I will get persecuted anymore because it's trending. But whether you do it for likes or for jokes or whatever, it applies to everybody. Do not tell people you are a witch or an empath or a high priestess or a god or a goddess if you're not, because you are putting bad spells on your bloodline. And that's the reason why a lot of people, a lot of young people I've noticed, they have died mysteriously. And everybody keeps saying, oh, it's not drug overdose. They were not drunk. A spirit came by the house and fucked their ass up because they are pretending to be what they are not. So don't do it.
It's crazy. I'm glad you gave that disclaimer. I mean, for an example, another thing, you know, that it's very popular for people to be card readers in this generation, all over social media. And there's only 1 or 2 that I've come across that I've had in my life and met in person that I believe has a gift, and she uses that as a vessel. Okay. However, there are people I've had on here, they're talking about, you know, oh, I've met, they're going to college, they've learned how to do it. Yeah, are you with me? And I've had to challenge 1 or 2 saying, you went to college to learn how to be a witch. You went to college, you got a little scroll qualification to show you how to do cards. Where I come from, where people come from, you know, the man or woman in the village just sit down on one rock or look up like this and tell you your whole life. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's crazy because
let me tell you a story, guys. Yeah, and thank you for those who are still with us. I know someone very close to me who always had headaches. Okay? Born, raised in Jamaica, came to London as a child. She was fostered as a child, and they said to her, "You're coming to London for a better life. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody that you're going to live in London," for all the obvious reasons. Just before she was about to take her flight, just before her flight was due, she developed a big hole in her leg that was going through. And they realized that someone put something on her to prevent her from traveling. Anyway, the mum of the household took her to the village, brought her to one, as you call it, reverse doctor that took off the curse. Yeah. And the woman said, "I can't let nobody see me taking you here, because they'll think I'm in or something with them, like with them, you know, with the works. But I have to drop you and leave." So the man put her in a still basin, put whatever ointment, whatever, bandaged her up, and she was able to come to London. I've seen the scar on her foot to this day. I believe her with a passion. When she came to London, after years of being here, an Asian, Indian man, or whatever you want to call it, Asian man, approached her and said, "Excuse me, do you have any money?" She says, "No, I don't have no money." He said, "You do. I'm just asking for something like 5 or 10 or 2p, something small." So she knew he didn't want money from her. She says, "What do you want it for?" He says, "Give it to me. I know you have it." She gave it to him. She said he took the money and went like this. And he said, "Do you want to know why they buried your hair in the burial ground in Jamaica?" She's never met this man before in her life, Nigel. He said, "Listen, if you want to know who took your hair," remember, that's why certain people from Caribbean, we don't put our hair in bin, you know. We flush hair. And a true Nigel, yeah, we flush hair, yeah?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
they took her hair, put it in burial ground as a child, innocent child. And when she was walking to school, they used to walk through, you know, bush, go to school through burial ground or whatever. She must have stepped back on her shadow, and that's what messed her up. Okay, so he said, take this money. If you want to know who did it to you, throw it in the lake 24 hours after, whatever. She said she just didn't want to know. She didn't want to know, so she disposed of it. She got rid of it. She didn't want to know. So what's your thoughts on things like that? This man clearly didn't go to college to learn how to do that. It's natural. It's in his bloodline.
I can give you a very, very similar story.
Please do.
Let me tell you guys before I speak, it's going to be very gruesome. So if you have young children, don't let them watch the videos.
I'm probably the young child in the video right now. Go on.
All right. When I was around 12 years old, there was a very fat woman that lives close by to my aunt's house. Mm-hmm. She had several men because she was a prostitute, so she used men. So this rich man came from England, a white guy, took the guy money. The guy gave everything, and when the guy said he wanted to marry to her, she stole the guy money and disappeared. The guy was upset, and the guy said, "You can't just take my money. I love you." And the girl said, "I don't want no white man. I just want your money, you damn fool." So the guy was very embarrassed. So the white guy went to a person like me and said, "Guess what? I will pay you any amount of money, but I want that lady to feel how I feel." And matter of fact, she always values her feet because she loves her. She has beautiful legs. He said, "I want you to fix her feet for me, if you know what I mean." And the guy gave the person £1,000. Now remember, £1,000 back in, I'm talking 1990. £1,000 was a lot of money back in those days. So of course they'll do anything for that kind of money, right? 3 days after, they see the lady walking funny. They say, "What happened to you? Miss Maxine, oh you look, so what happened to your girlfriend?" She said, "Boy, I feel like a pain in my leg. Something is wrong." You know that when she went to the doctor, they find nothing wrong with her. She stayed in her house for days. She can't move. She finally seek someone like me to see what was the issue. They took a knife and cut her leg, and when they found what inside her leg was maggots and snakes in her legs.
It was what?
They could not, snakes and maggots inside her legs when they cut her leg open. So they were saying, oh, on earth you have maggots in your legs and snakes. So they do a spiritual bath. They got the herbs, they got the aloe vera, and they nurse her leg. Her leg was healed back, but she was never the same. Her knees were weak. She couldn't stand for a long period of time. And now she's crippled. But the guy paid a high price to fix her leg because she broke his heart.
Wow. I believe in these things. So just to round up this particular part, I've frequently heard from growing up, from very young to now, that people that practice dark magic, because it's not purely for the light, is it? And you practice dark magic, okay? For those who, do you want to confirm that? You practice dark magic, right?
Yes.
Light and dark magic, you do both. Yeah, am I correct? You do both, yeah?
Yeah.
So I've
both.
often been told, from multiple testimonies, that people who practice dark magic tend to have bad things happen to them in the end. That's for karma. People that, you know, that I've known, you know, like whether it's a friend, uncle, whatever, and they say, well, he's been dabbling from young, and that was his karma now. Where he's, you know, all of his skin became patchy, he lost his, you know, things happening. I've heard this story constantly from a child. What's your thoughts or evidence or even testimony of experience for people that, you know?
That's a very excellent question, Silver. Mm-hmm. Not everyone that practice dark magic is going to have karma. It's a difference. For example, a lady has 3 daughters, right? Somebody came inside, robbed the house, raped the woman and her 3 children, all right? That man is a rapist, a murderer, and a thief. That woman pays money to do a spell to get rid of the guy. That's dark magic. But it's not evil because the guy I did the spell for is an evil motherfucker and a pervert. So guess what? It's karma. It's balance. I did something to help her because that person harmed her innocent children. So not
what happened to him? What happened to him in the end when you done that?
He died.
Bombaras.
So that's one example. Now, if somebody does dark magic and harm a innocent child for no apparent reason, then yes, you will get karma because you have rules and laws, as I mentioned before. The universal law states that do no harm and let no one harm you. It also states do not harm innocent children, do not harm the elders, and do not harm animals. I live by those rules. I don't harm animals, women, or children. So not everyone that does dark magic is quote unquote evil or karma. It depends on what you do, because in life you have balance. If somebody were to kill your daughter or kill your son and you paid me to fix that person for you, it's not bad because the person is a murderer. I got rid of an evil person off the earth. So it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. So that's the difference.
And what about people, this is the last question I ask you on this point, and maybe if we're lucky, we can have a 2-second toilet break and I can bring you back on a part 2.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Last question. Guys, what do you think? I know I'm taking up so much of his time, but this is not a conversation we can have in an hour. It really isn't. Yeah. So how about asking one more question in terms of magic, and then we both all go for a quick 2-minute break. I'm around to the ladies, little girls, and come all the way back on a part 2. So before I do that, and thank you, Nigel, in advance, yeah, what about those people who do things like that to keep themselves out of prison? Because I've heard multiple stories of someone saying, yeah, my father gone back home to work a little something, whether it's from Dominica, Montserrat, Antigua, Jamaica, wherever. and the next minute they talk about, yeah, my youth bus case. Yeah, that they didn't go to prison in the end. I've been hearing this from a child, how the person didn't go to jail because their dad or their mom went back home, flew back home and got some work done, some magic done. What's your thoughts on that kind of practice for things like that?
Many people in Jamaica have done that, and I have clients that paid me to do rituals to get them out of court. Nothing is wrong with that, because I don't believe in having no one locked up. Everyone deserves their freedom, but there's a consequence and a price for everything. When you do something like that, you're going to have a very, very, very bad consequence in the near future. If you do not repay the spirits for that job that the person do for you, your firstborn child will die eventually. But for some strange reason,
what could happen to the person, and how would they repay the spirits? What kind of sacrifice would that be? Would that be sacrificing a relative, or what would that be?
They would have to give the spirit blood, a sacrifice, whether it's an animal or a human being, and it depends on the severity of the crime. Like if you were a murderer and you kill like 3 persons and you beat that case, the spirit will demand a blood sacrifice.
And how would they do that? What does that ritual look like?
You have to cut the person's heart out of their body.
Bambaras.
So when you watch like the news and they found some mysterious woman on the roadside with her organs missing, it's that kind of sacrifice.
Wow. Wow. How profound. Okay, Nigel, your royalty. Do we want to have, how many minutes should we say? Should we say 2, 5? How should we say 5 minutes? Back in exactly 5 minutes, everyone. How do you feel about that, Nigel? Check.
I'm going to have some dinner because I'm kind of hungry, to be honest with you. So
my bad.
How about 1 hour? That good for you?
That's a long time. Well, time difference. That's a long time. It might be a bit too long. Let me see. All right, guys. Let me see. Okay, 1 hour. Guys, do you want to come back in 1 hour? Or do I bring Nigel back on a part 2 another day to talk about the rest of things? Let me know.
Exactly.
What's your thoughts?
You guys decide.
Guys, in the inbox, real quick, at least 3 of you, make your minds up. Do you want to hear what we didn't cover today was that a yes? Give me another yes and I'll make it back. So what we're going to talk about if we come back? Mermaids, yeah? Maybe, I don't know, what else are we going to talk about? Energy, portal guys. What else, Nigel?
Vibrations, energy.
Yeah.
All types.
So you guys, you're not coming back in 1 hour. Yeah. Part 2 when, guys? Another time or tonight? All I've got to see is tonight. I know Nigel's time is very valuable as well. So someone put tonight. I need 2 of you to put at least tonight in the inbox, and I'm sure he will squeeze us more precious time. Because I know I've had you here for a long time. And is that okay with you, Nigel? Are you comfortable with that?
Of course. I like your platform.
Okay, so guys, the time is now. Bambaras. I've been saying that word all night because of all the things you've been talking. I never usually use that word, but tonight everything is bambaras for me, yeah? All right, back in 1 hour. Back in 1 hour. Whatever your time zone is, 1 hour from now, all right? Whew. See you soon. Bye, guys.
Okay.
Bye.